students. So those who have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and also share my videos. So let us start with another topic of electrical engineering, which is equivalent circuit of transformer. So we have already studied about the working of a transformer at no load and also at on load. Okay. So your transformer is shown over here. It is having a primary side, it is having secondary side. The primary coils or primary winding is connected to the voltage source V1 and the current starts flowing through it. Also, the secondary is shown over here. The secondary side is connected with the load. If the transformer is on load, then the secondary side is connected, and if the transformer is at no load, the secondary winding is kept open. We have already seen the working, how the flux is set up, how the current starts flowing, how the induced EMFs are developed, E1 and E2. Now the same thing is to be represented by an equivalent circuit. It can be represented by equivalent circuit. This working of a transformer, the transformer picture can be represented through an equivalent circuit, and how it is represented, that we will be learning today. Okay, so let us start drawing the equivalent circuit of the transformer. We will go step by step. As the working proceeds, we will go step by step. Now we see over here, the primary side is having primary winding. It is connected to the voltage source. So the equivalent circuit will be starting by the voltage source. Okay. At the left hand side, the primary side is being shown, and at the right hand side, the secondary side is being shown when I am standing like this. Okay. So let us start drawing the equivalent circuit. Okay. So let us draw V1. Okay, V1. Then the primary winding, we will be having the winding resistance as well as it can have the leakage reactance. So that has to be represented by R1 and X1. 1 is representing the primary side, 2 will be representing the secondary side. Okay. So R1 and X1. So this is my R1, this is my X1. Okay. Now the primary winding is shown over here. Okay. So the primary current starts flowing. Primary current is having two components. One is the no load component, and second component is the I2 dash, which is the load component of the primary current. Okay. So I2 dash was responsible for nullifying the effect of the secondary flux. The secondary flux was weakening the main flux. So it is the current which was nullifying the effect of the secondary flux, or we can say nullifying the counter EMF. Okay. It is responsible for dealing with the counter flux and the counter flux that was generated in the secondary side. Okay. So it is a primary side, current is having two components. One is the no load component, and second is the I2 dash, which is the load component of the primary current. Okay. So the no load component is responsible for the magnetizing part, magnetizing the core. It is responsible for that. Okay. It is taking the charge of magnetizing the core actually. Okay. And that also, the no load current is having two again components. It is having the two components of the no load current we have already seen. Those are the core loss component, and the second is the magnetizing component. The core loss component is responsible for dealing with the core losses. Okay. And so it is represented by the current which is responsible for the core losses is represented by IW or IC. It is also known as the working component of the no load current. Okay. So that is being given by IC, and the resistance is given by RC. Okay. And another component is the magnetizing component. It is the magnetizing component. It is given by XM. The reactance is given by XM, and the current which flows through here is known as I mu, magnetizing component. Okay. And this current is the no load current. This is the no load current. Okay. The second current is the load component of the primary current, that is the I2 dash, that is responsible for dealing with the counter flux. Okay, and it is actually the current which is nullifying the effect of flux that was weakening the main core flux. Okay, so this is the I2 dash over here. So this side is the primary side, having the N1 number of turns. We already know when the current starts flowing in induced EMF through the self-induction, induced EMF E1 is set up. So here we will be representing the induced EMF E1. Okay. Now this flux gets linked with the secondary side. So here we are finished with the primary side. Now we will be drawing the secondary side. Okay. Secondary is having the N2 number of turns. Secondary is having the N2 number of turns. The flux gets linked with the secondary side and it sets up its EMF by the process of mutual induction. We already know, we have already seen the working, and so the induced EMF E2 is being set up over here. Okay, it is being set up over here, induced EMF E2, and here is E1. Okay. Okay, so the secondary winding will be having the winding resistance R2 and will be having the leakage reactance denoted by X2. 2 refers to the secondary side. Okay, so let us draw the resistance and the reactance. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now if my transformer is at no load, then the secondary will be open. But if it is at load, if it is connected to the load, that means if it is on load, then we can connect here the load. That can be represented by Z. Z is the impedance. Okay, and when the load is connected, the secondary is connected through the load, the secondary current starts flowing through it, that is represented by I2, and a voltage is being set up which is represented by V2, terminal voltage. The terminal voltage is represented by V2. Okay. Okay, so this is how the equivalent circuit is drawn. The diagram of the transformer can be represented through an equivalent circuit which looks like this. Now there is another important thing, this cannot be simplified, this cannot be simplified, so we have to refer the components either to the primary side or either to the secondary side. That we will be learning in the next lectures, in the next videos. So this is all about equivalent circuit. Also, this equivalent circuit is very much useful and helpful for drawing the phasor diagrams. That also we will be studying in the next videos. So thank you. So please subscribe my channel. Please share my videos. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.